Hello Gundam fans and welcome back to another video. Throughout the last year I've been watching the entire Gundam franchise, all the way from the original Gundam series from 1979, all the way to the Witch from Mercury, all the different timelines, all different series, and well, it's time to actually put my honest opinion and review on the actual Gundam franchise as a whole. So throughout the next couple weeks I'm going to be releasing videos on like my top 10 favorites, top 10 worst Gundams, tier listing, trying to rank each of the different Gundam mobile suits, some of the non-Gundam mobile suits, some pilots, videos like that. Maybe even some other videos here and there, maybe some games, I don't know. I just really want to make these videos to kind of put Gundams versus Gundam versus Gundam, basically. To kind of give my honest opinion, which ones are better and which ones are not. So, if you're watching this video here, you can definitely see the title, and I will introduce it as is. This is going to be an insert I put at the beginning of each of my videos. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into whatever video this is going to be part of. Alright, and this is going to be my tier list for all Gundam mobile suits. Well, as many as I can think of, because I found a list online on this tier site that allowed me to actually look at this list here, and I added as many as I could remember, basically, because this only had so many. It's only like the main character Gundams. I wanted all Gundams to be in an actual tier list, so I can rate all the Gundams, anything with the word Gundam. That's the rule. Anything that had the word Gundam in there that I could think of off the top of my head, and even something that I may have found while I was looking for other Gundam suits, I'm going to be putting them into a tier list today. So, let's go ahead and get into this, since this video is going to be really long due to the fact of how many Gundams there are, and I know I didn't get them all, so I'm sorry if I don't have your favorite in here. Also, leave a comment down below. Tell me what your top 3 favorite Gundams are, even top 5 if you really can't decide on a top 3. Let's go ahead and get into this. Also, on this list, there's some on here that I don't know where they're from or what they're from. Probably Build Divers or Build... whatever one of those are. I don't know which ones are which, so I haven't seen those, so those are not going to be included on here. I will skip through anything that I don't recognize from the normal series. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this video right here. And we're going to be starting off with the Quanta. The Quanta for me is definitely going to be... it'll be a B tier, and I'll start organizing these like top B tier, top A tier, top S tier, and then of course I have one extra God tier. God tier is the one mobile suit that I would, if they were to make a master grade or a 2.0 or anything off the shelf immediately right now, I would go find the cash to go grab a Gunpla of it, because it is my favorite. And those are going to be organized the best I can too, because since his God tier, they're already great. So we're going to start off strong with the Quanta here in a B tier. No exact spot because it's the first one. Next, we're going to have the Age, which this is the Age with all the armor on it. The Age, for me, is a solid... it's a C tier. I mean, if we go on the tier list, it's probably going to go up a little bit higher, but it's a C tier. Next, we have the Age 2, I believe. No, this is the Age 2, the White Age 2. We're going to put that as C. It was cool, but it wasn't cool enough to make it. I think all the Ages are going to be C for me, because C for me, so basically to break it down, to get an understanding how I'm looking at this list here, is D is absolute dog shit. Fuck that mobile suit. It needs to go in the goddamn garbage can, because it either looks bad or it functions bad. So that's also another thing I'm rating it on, is how well do I think it functioned? How cool do I think it is? It can go in D tier. And then C tier is like, it's not quite shit tier, but it's not meh either, and that's where we're getting to B. B is like meh, it's not good, but it's not bad. I don't hate it, I don't love it. That's why C tier is like, it's a little bit more shit than it is just meh. And then we got A tier, which is I like it, but I don't absolutely love it. And then we have S tier, which is I love the suit a lot. Like, I really do like it. It's a fantastic suit, great suit, but it's not God tier. God tier is, again, I need to go out and get one now. I need all the merchandise for it. I need everything. It is God tier. It's superior to all the rest. So that's how I'm rating this right here. So Age for me is going to be most of those suits are just, it's not shit tier, but it's not meh. I didn't care for a lot of them. The Age, the Gunpla for the Age was fun, but in the end it wasn't fantastic like the Quanta Gunpla, and then the suit itself is just super cool. I didn't like the series it was from, so I can't put that one any higher at all, just because of the series that it was from for me personally. Now, we're going to get to, some of these are also going to be like, I'm not going to include multiple variants if I can avoid it. Some of these, again, were already added on here, but I'm going to try not to. I'm going to summarize them all up. So all the wings are going to be categorized as wing. So do I like the wing as a whole for all its variants and itself, because there's so many looks for it? That's where I'm going with this. Now, we're going to be getting into the Barbatos. which again, this rates all Lupus, everything into one. And for me, I am the biggest fan of the Barbados, and that's gonna be my first god tier. Fucking love the Barbados. The Barbie is so beautiful. It is very savage. It looks great. The functionality, it's just brutal overall. And the pilot doesn't definitely fits the mobile suit on that one. Some of these pilots don't. They just seem very awkward and strange, and I don't know why they're there. So that's gonna be my first god tier right off the back. Next we're gonna have the F91. F91, because I'm gonna be skipping some of these. Like this is a crossbone variant that I think is, I don't know where it's from. I've never seen it, so I can't properly rate it. That's why I'm skipping a lot of these first few. I don't know them very well. One looks like it's an age variant. That's definitely a crossbone variant, but I can't rate them very well because I don't know them. So gonna leave them out to make it fair. I'm gonna choose the F91. The F91 for me is a very solid B tier. It was good, but it wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. So you're gonna be going in B tier, the meh tier. Next we have the Unicorn, which I'm gonna go ahead and grab all the unicorns here, and I'm gonna instantly put them all up in. Well, I'm gonna put that in A tier, and there's also a Unicorn Banshee. Where the unicorn? Where are my unicorns at? I know they exist. The Banshee right here. And since we're on the unicorn list, I'm going to be putting the Phoenix actually in my S tier. I love the way the Phoenix looks, the gold with all of it. I know I'm trying to go in order, but they're all technically a variant of each other in a way. They're a little different each. That's why I can't 100% call them the same. But anyway, Unicorn and Banshee go in A tier because those two are fantastic suits. I love the way they look. I can definitely see why they pop gunpla out faster than, hotcakes at a fair. So they are just fantastic looking suits. The functionality, they're just powerful suits also for their time. Incredible. The pilots are both great because the Banshee has multiple pilots, and one of them was my favorite character, which she of course is no longer with us, but yes. Then we have the Phoenix. The Phoenix is the third brother of the group, and for me, the look overall with the two big tails in the back and then the gold with the blue, it looks so good. And then I really do like the pilot. Well, the ghost pilot, but she's kind of no longer with us either, but she is at the same time, so that is an S tier for me. The other two are A tiers because they're still fantastic. They're not bad at all. They're good. Next, we're gonna have the Zeta Gundam. It looks like the Zeta Gundam for me is a god tier. I like my chunky boy right there. I don't know why. I think it's one of the few that have several parts that combine that is actually somewhat efficient because each part can technically defend themselves before they actually combine to make the full Gundam. Plus, it just looks insane. It's just out of this world. Double Zeta may not be my favorite Gundam series, but it does have my favorite mobile suit, or one of my favorites, and that would be the Double Zeta. God tier for me, 100%. The Gunpla's great, especially that Master Grade. It is fantastic. So, alright, next we have the Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt is a variant of the RX-78-2 with extra shields and stuff, and for me, that makes it a little bit better than the RX-78-2, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that one too in a moment. I'm going to put the Thunderbolt in A because I like it a lot, just because it's different. But the Granddaddy is going to have to go in B. It's a C actually because it's so basic. I don't care much for its basicness, but I don't hate it. It's not trash here. It doesn't belong all the way down here for me. It does not belong in D tier. It belongs more in C tier. We can start doing the rating. It's going to be high C tier because it can easily go into meh for me. Just easy meh. Alright, the next one is the G Savior. As much as I hated G itself, or Recon and G, the G Savior for me is definitely an A tier suit. I like it quite a bit. It looks great. The little devil horns are fantastic on it. So yeah, for me, I honestly say it's an A tier. I wouldn't say it's high A tier, but it is A tier. So I'll organize these a little bit, and it's actually in a good order for the time being. A little bit higher than the Thunderbolt, I guess, because like I said, Thunderbolt could easily probably go into B tier too. It looks great. It's that black and thick boy, but I think it deserves an A at least, even if it is a low A spot. Next we have the Strike Edgel, though none of its expansion packs, but the Strike itself for me is it's a very meh suit. Very meh, or yeah, very meh. I'm gonna put you in meh. It looks good. I built the perfect grade of it. I have one, so it at least deserves a meh on it. I only got it because it was an impulse buy at a local shop that had it for a good price. I grabbed it. Other than that, meh. Then we have the Shining Gundam. I am not a huge fan of the Shining Gundam at all. I'm gonna put you in. I'll put you above the Daddy in C because you're a little bit better than the Granddaddy. Next we have the Double O. Double O for me is going to be a high A tier. I didn't just buy the Gunpla for nothing and really was excited to put that thing together. Like the perfect grade. So you're going to have to go an A tier, a high A tier for me. I liked it a lot. Next we have the Exia, which you can only see its fucking crotch in this fucking photo. I don't know why, but you can see its crotch, and that's supposed to be the Exia. As far as I'm aware, that is the Exia. Exia for me is an A tier, but a lower A tier, probably above the G Savior. Next we have the God Gundam. God Gundam for me is also an A tier. It's a little bit higher than the actual Exia, just a little bit. Like those two could probably be interchanged on my list right now currently, and I'd be perfectly fine saying that that works. So I like it a lot. It's such a great suit in terms of just how it looks, how it functions. The pilot Damon is actually fantastic, and Gundam G is just hilarious. So why not with the gut finger? Next, we're gonna be the GX, I believe, the GX 9000 or 96000 or whatever it was called in Gundam X. You're gonna be a C tier, high C tier probably, because you were good, but you weren't meh. You weren't dog shit basically. Next, we have the GX, which I loved. I don't know why they look very similar, but I like the GX a little bit more. I'm gonna put you in a low A tier. Yeah, low A tier works best for this one, I think. At least for me, I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to be better than the Double O, like at all. Then we have the High New Gundam, which the only reason I know about this is Gunpla. Since I didn't see the series, I'm still gonna put it in A, but I'm gonna put it in low A because it still looks fantastic. And it's just a variant of the new Gundam from the light novels. So next we have our first D tier. I do not like the RX-78 G type. I did not like it at all. Not a favorite whatsoever. The series was good, but not good enough to make certain lists. So not good enough. So it didn't carry it. And then we have the Victory Gundam, Victory 2. Keep in mind the Victory 2. The Victory, I'm going to probably try to grab that too so I can do both of them. I'm going to start with the Victory 1. There it is. This right here is a very meh, low tier, low C tier, almost dog shit suit. Yeah, you know, it's dog shit. It's dog shit because it looks okay. Don't get me wrong, the looks are fine on it. It looks great. The issue is it's one of the least effective mobile suits in the entire goddamn franchise, and its looks can't even carry it up into a C or a B tier. And so that's where I'm getting at, is I'm doing all the different things and rating it upon how I've seen it in the series. The reason why it's there, it's also with the Impulse as well, is that it takes three components that are totally worthless, well, except the core fighter, on its own. No pilots, nobody to do it, it's all AI. It could easily be shot down before it's even combined to make the actual Gundam. Why the Double Zeta is better, because it at least needs three pilots and it can interact without combining all three at one time and at least somewhat last. These guys on their own, they get shot down, and it's shown multiple times where like the legs would get shot down into Victory Gundam series, and then they'd have to call another set of legs out there, and then finally it combines to make the Gundam. It's just not efficient, and it doesn't look the most fantastic. So it's definitely going to be down in D tier. And then that's where the Victory 2. The Victory 2 for me has similar issues when it comes to the effectiveness of it, but whenever it's actually pulled together, it is such a powerful suit. It's so useful, and it looks fantastic. Like, the looks are going to carry this all the way up into my S tier, just because I love whenever it has the full Buster set on it. Looks 100% is what's carrying this right now. Like, I guess like 98%, because 2% it's at least more functional than the Victory 1 and then the Impulse. So, alright. Next, we're going to be getting into a basic suit, but a nice looking basic suit. The Mark II, it looks like here. Mark II for me is one of my favorite basic suits. It's definitely an S tier suit for me. Just because it's still basic, but still looks so good at the same time. I don't know why. I like it more than the RX-78-2, so I have to put it up there. Plus the Gunpla, the Real Grade, and the Master Grade for me. Both of them are fantastic kits altogether. Especially the Real Grade. For an early Real Grade, it is great. If you haven't seen that video of my review on both of them, I do have them on my channel, and I do like both of them quite a lot. So I'm gonna have to put you in an S tier. Plus, it's the first suit of the Zeta Gundam with Camille piloting it. Great overall. Next, we're going to have the narrative. The narrative for me is a meh suit. It's very meh. I'll put it up in the higher mehs because it looks a little funky. It looks cool but funky at the same time. The pilot's okay. It felt like they didn't know what they wanted to do with it throughout the series, so it's definitely a meh suit for me. Next we have the new Gundam, which is a meh suit because if the high news barely up there, the new Gundam for me is there. It's high. It's definitely high B tier. Definitely high B tier. Could easily like both of them could easily be in this category, but both of them could easily be in this category as well. So next we're gonna get to the GP0FB, which I'll also categorize as GP0 with this one because they're technically the same suit. You guys are going in garbage tier because I did not like you guys whatsoever. I mean, the thrusters on the back were cool and all, but I didn't like you guys as a whole. Leads me to the GP03, which high C. It could almost be a meh suit for me. Yeah, I'll put it in meh. It's meh. Okay, let's see here. Next we have the Tristan. No, the Alex. Well, the Tristan and the Alex, same thing. Not really, but same thing. I'll just categorize them as one. Gonna be a B tier. They're both mass suits. They're a little bit more than basic, but they look cool, especially one with the armor and one without. I'll put it there. I can't see it in any other spot for me at least. Next we have the EZ8, which if I put the RX-70 or the RX-78 G type, I'm gonna put you right in there with them. Sorry, I wasn't a fan. I didn't care for it. The Gunpla was cool, but it wasn't cool enough. Some of these actually the Gunpla saved them because until I saw the Gunpla and put it together and actually played with it a little bit, I didn't have an opinion on them. And again, I'm skipping some because I don't recognize the suits. Next we have the Turn A. You gotta love a mustache, man. I'm gonna put you up there, but I want to put you above the Victory, just cause gotta love a mustache. I love the Turn A. Wasn't the biggest fan of the series, but the Turn A itself is such a cool suit because it's so unique, so different. Also, Cow Gundam 100%. Next, we have the Crossbones, and surprisingly, this wasn't in the anime, but I built the Gunpla, the real grade of it, and it deserves an easy spot up here in my S tier. Easy, 2 in a row S tiers. Fantastic, and all the variants. There's another variant of it I'm not familiar with because, well, there's no anime, so I can't really watch it. I mean, I guess I could read the novels, but just off of looks and the functionality, it's a pirate. It's awesome. Next, we have the wing, and this is the one that everyone's gonna hate me for because we're doing all the I'm categorizing all the wings, so EW, Zero, the OG wing, all of them as a single like ranking right here, and you're gonna go high C. I do not like the wings. The only wing I like is the Angel wing, and that one would easily put it right at like high B tier. But that's putting that at high B tier. It's a little bit more than it's just between meh and I I don't like it, but it's there. And but the other two variants I don't like whatsoever. I mean, I may have bought the model kit. I got a real grade set on my shelf for one of them that I haven't put together just because I'm a completionist. That's one reason why it's there. And that I don't like the suit as much. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, gonna get hate. Literally all the Americans in the chat like, how dare you hate Wing? How dare you? Next we have the Zeta. I'm gonna have to put you in A tier. I like the Zeta, but it's not a high A tier. It's gonna be. I'll put it right behind the Exia, right before the G Savior, because a little bit better than the G Savior. Because you gotta love that front, that the face mask of it. It's just so different from the other Gundams of the series. Then we have our Freedoms. Freedoms are gonna go above, right behind the new Gundam. The Strike Freedom's gonna go right up here with the Banshee, right before the Banshee or the Unicorn suits, because I do like it. It's quite awesome, actually. I know they're very, very similar, but you gotta love the gold underneath. Like the Freedom and the Strike Freedom are similar in a lot of ways, but the Strike Freedom gets a little bit more of a lead. They're still A tiers, but gets a lead. Next we have Destiny. Was it Destiny for this Gundam? I will go ahead and put you in C tier. I did not care for it whatsoever. High C tier just because it's one of those suits that also can go up into B tier if needed. It's very meh, very... I didn't care for the pilot, basically. Next we have our Impulse. This is another suit that would carry itself all the way up into almost like A tier, but it's so unfunctional that it needs to go in D tier just because it's the same issue with the Victories. Again, 2-piece or 3-piece that need to come together, and only one of them can actually really do anything. I guess the top portion can shoot a bit, but it's not efficient. It still takes a few seconds for it to come together, and in those few seconds in battle, you can easily just shoot them down. Especially if the enemy was smart enough, but it's the main character's Gundam, so their enemies aren't smart enough to shoot the main character. Keep in mind that plot armor's thick. Alright, looks like we're getting into some G Gundam mobile suits. So we have the Pharaoh. Pharaoh for me is a solid. I'll put it above the Destiny in the C tier. It could go B. It could definitely go B. Like, remember, the closer you get to the front of these lists, they could easily go up into the next category at one point if I really, really, really wanted to put them up there. Next we have the Nepal. It's just unique. I didn't care for it. Gonna go in D tier. Zebra Gundam, same thing. I don't care for the design. Mobile Suit didn't really get any good moments. You gotta put it down there. We have the Lumberjack. Easy meh tier. Easy meh. I like the way it looks. The pilot was pretty cool, actually, not gonna lie. Literally a Canadian lumberjack guy that lost his wife, so can't really put it anywhere else. Next we have the Jester. Jester's gonna be a. I'll put you. You're not as good as the Granddaddy. Gonna probably, yeah, you're not as good as the Granddaddy. And you know, you're garbage tier. Just gonna put you in the garbage tier. I had to think about that one. Cobra Gundam, garbage tier. Didn't like the pilot. The suit was interesting-ish. Can't really do anything more than ish on that one. Zeus Gundam, also same thing, ish. The British guy Gundam, I forget what this one's called, but he's from the Champion was the name of the pilot. So gonna put that there. That might be the pilot, the mobile suit name. Dragon, gonna have to put that in the meh category. Beagle is going to have to go in the high meh category, higher than the new Gundam, because I actually kind of like it, but I can't really decide if I want to put it in A tier, so gonna go there. We got the Tequila Gundam, only for the memes, gonna go up in A tier because it had a pilot named Chico Rodriguez, man. Come on. No stereotype Gundam other than the next Gundam that's coming up, which is going to be the most American Gundam. And just because I'm an American, I gotta put the American Gundam up at least in the low A tier. At least. Next we have the Master Gundam, which is a high B tier. It was meh. Design's cool. You know what? I will put it up in A. Barely putting up an A behind the Maxter. Hi, friend. Then we have the Rising Gundam, I believe is this one. Gonna put you with your friend down here in C tier. Sorry if this is seeming rushed. I'm trying my best to explain each one, but I'm also trying to get through this quickly and efficiently. We have the Arios, which the Arios for me is a solid C tier. The Savior from Double, I believe his name is this one, the other chunky boy. Gonna go in C tier as well. Death, we got some wing stuff, so Death, Scythe, Hellfire. If we're gonna categorize all of them together, this suit's awesome. Gonna go ahead and put this up here. I'm actually gonna put it above the G Gundam because it is one of the few mobile suits I saw when I was building Gunpla. I was thinking about getting into it, but I really saw the model kit and I was like, yeah, I kind of want to. So next we have the Reborn. If we don't include the other form, the main form for me is an S tier. I really like the way it looks. It is a fantastic suit as a whole. Can't dock it at all. So next I'm not a fan of the Rebion himself, but yeah. Next we have the Psycho Gundam. Psycho Gundam is just a big chunk of boy, so it's at least going to be an A tier because I like it, but it's a big chunk of boy. Next we have a Seed suit. This one I think is the Gaia or the one that transforms into the animal that Shen's dead girlfriend was piloting. I forget the name of the suit, but it is a solid B tier. It's a meh suit. Yeah, it's a meh suit. Next we have the Matador. Matador for me is a low A tier because it's for the memes. Because fucking Bull Gundam. Literally a bull. The Matador. Alright, next we have the Legion. Legion for me is going to be a meh suit. Low meh. Next we have Epion. Epion is going to be an S tier 100%. Because again, even the Gunpla, I love it. I'm going to see if I can get the real grade. I'm thinking about just not caring and getting the scalper price for that because it just dropped a few days ago, for me at least. Because they're being recorded a little ahead, so I have time to edit and put it up and do this. These tier lists may not be as edited though because I want all the fun junk that I'm going to. That's why I'm going quickly, so I don't have to edit it down to a 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute format from like 2 hours. So next we have the Atlas. Atlas for me is a solid B. Yeah, solid B. Definitely solid B. I love the way it looks. I love the way it's introduced. The weaponry is great. The pilot's great because, well, same pilot as Thunderbolt, but it's not as cool as the Thunderbolt. I don't think it's right there. Needs a master grade at least. If they got a master grade, I'd try to find one. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way, but I'd try to find one. Next, we have the Girly Noble Gundam, which is also a solid meh. It's only going in the meh category because it's still a interesting-ish Gundam. So, I'm gonna try to keep on the G Gundam real quick and do all the Gs. Next, we have a Windmill Gundam. It's only Windmill Gundam, but it's still dog shit. It's high dog shit though. Devil Gundam for me was very meh, so low meh. I thought it was cool, but it wasn't cool enough to be in either shit tier or good tier. Next we have some Double O. These are the ones that the pilot of the Vidar piloted beforehand. These are all going in shit tier. The Vidar version is at least a meh. I like it. I built the Gunpla. It looks cool, so it's going up there. The Vidar itself is an A tier kind of suit. I like it a lot, just not enough to be S, but a lot, but enough to like it. Next we have, I forget the name of this mobile suit, but it is a iron-blooded orphan suit. Gonna go in low A. The Bale, low A. Here's where A is just gonna get flooded because we're getting into, you know what, let's skip a lot of these Witch for Mercury's because these are just gonna flood A. Mark II, Psycho, a little bit cooler than the Mark 1. Shiny Gundam from C, the Akatsuki, or the one that is for the orb. It's their main thing. Next we have the Rose Gundam, which is a very meh suit. Puts you up there with the Dragon and the Lumberjack. The Bolt also can go in the meh. Because I don't hate any of them. I don't love them, but I don't hate them. Next we have the Penelope, which is Chicken Gundam. Gonna go in meh. Provenance is going in A. A lot of A tiers because there's so many good suits. Then we have the Chiborn, or no, we have the Buster, which is gonna go in meh. The Chibori, the second suit that Lock-On has, is going in with the other ones in C. I didn't care for a lot of those designs. I'm sorry, I just did not care. Well, technically it's season 2, but still, I didn't care for a lot of them. The Virtue, on the other hand, is going to go up in S tier because the Natalie's cool, and as I'm categorizing, since it's just a variant of it, and all the armor does is come off. Very S tier, actually. I like the pilot a lot. The only reason the other suit didn't get it was because I just didn't care for the suit, I guess. So, we have the Curios, which is a very high meh suit for me. It wouldn't be an A tier, but it's a very high meh. The Savior, gonna go in C, because I don't think it's garbage tier, but it's not. It's definitely not B tier, A tier. The Gaia, I think this is the Gaia. Gonna go in high C tier. Because it looks cool, but it's not it's not favorite. So yeah, it's really hard to do these tier lists. I'm trying to do them quickly as well, so because I'm competing all these mobile suits against each other pretty much. Now, if I were to do individual series, some of these may rank higher, but this is every Gundam I could think of. Next, we have the... Got the name of this suit. All I know is it gave me PTSD in the model kit, so it's going in the shit tier. It gave me bad, like, I'm scared to put model kits together. Transforming ones after that one. So many things broke. So many goddamn things broke. The Heavy Arms. Heavy Arms is a... I'm gonna put you in the low A tier, because you're definitely an A tier, but you're not high A tier at all. We'll reorganize you to be a little bit above those guys. The Shenlong is a meh tier, low meh tier. Sandrock, high B tier, a little bit higher than the Atlas there. Next we have the Zai, which the Zai for me is a god tier. Fucking love the Zai. Or the ZI, or the RX-105. I love it. It's Chunky Boy. It looks fantastic. I need more of it, but god damn it, Netflix, please give us more Hathaway. Please. Just for the suit. Just for the damn suit, please. Alright, next we're going to be... I'm only skipping the Witch from Mercury, because that's a lot of A tiers, probably. Next we have the Dynamis. Dynamis for me is an easy god tier. I don't know, I love the look of it. It looks fantastic, awesome, just overall great suit. The duel Gonna be a easy mid tier. Put the armor on it, it easily goes up to a high B. The Buster is definitely an S tier for me. I don't know why. I like the Buster a lot more. And then we got the Druggy. I forget the name of this one, but it's another Druggy suit. You're a very meh suit. The Destroyer is a very meh suit. I don't have very much opinions on these guys. This is basically a chunkier version of the Psycho Gundams. And then we have the GP02, which, just because it's a chunky boy, it's going in the meh category. Alright, I think I went through that. I sped ran all these side character Gundam suits because I didn't really have opinions on a lot of them. The ones I did I already added. The Buster, though. Buster's still cool. I can go on forever on that one. That's still cool. Now we have the Witch from Mecury stuff. Alright, there we go. Witch from Mecury. Here we go. Next we have the Bit suit or the Gundam, whatever it's called. I have one on my desk right here. Great little kit to play with. It's on my desk because it's a great kit to just play with because it doesn't fall apart. It's solid as a rock. So, it's just fun to play with. So, I'm going to put you under in a high meh. The Thorn and the Chicken Gundam and the Ore low A tier because they're still cool suits, but they're not cool enough to be high A. I'm probably going to reorganize some of these here in a minute. The Swarzette going to be an easy high A. We're going to put you right here. The Ferract is going to be a very meh suit, very mid-meh. Very mid. I'll put you between those two. Between the new Gundam and the narrative for me. Then we have the Calibarn. Here's another god tier. I love the Calibarn. Calibarn is just fantastic. It's literally a witch's Gundam mobile suit with an actual witch broom. What can I say? What can I say? God, and it's so pretty. Has such a great moment in the series. Next we have the Rebuild and the regular Ariel. These guys are high A. I'll put them right behind the Zeta, both of them, just because they both kind of are right there. Next we have the Liferith, which I love the color scheme. I know it's just like an Ariel, but I love the color scheme a little bit more, so that's definitely a low S tier. Could easily go into A. So yeah, those are the ones I'm rating. These other ones, like I said, they're variants, and they look like they're part of probably like gun divers, builders, whatever they are. I don't know what it's called, but there's a lot of mobile suits in Gundam and a lot of really cool ones. Now, if you agree with anything that I've put on here, go and leave that comment down below. But we're going to break it down here with my God tier and my S tier because everything after that is just good or just dog shit. You know, or shrug. Shrugs meh. So we're going to go with the Barbados all day for my number one suit in the God tier. Then we're going to be going with probably the Calibarn as number 2, the Double Zeta as 3rd spot, and the Zai as number 4, and then the Dynamiz as number 5 for my top 5 Gundam mobile suits, specifically Gundam suits from the franchise. Then we have in our second tier, which is the S tier, we're going to go with the top 5 for this one, and I'm going to reorganize a little bit here. There we go, and then we're going to right here. Alright, for the top 5, and this isn't mentioning all of them, is going to be the Phoenix at number 1 for my tier 2, or my S tier list. Turn A Gundam for my second spot. The Crossbones is number 3. The Epion is number 4, and in the 5th spot we have the Virtue. Now in my A tier slot, which is they're good, they're not meh spot, it's going to be going the Double O, the Unicorns, and I'll include a 6th one just because the Unicorns, you can kind of put them on top of each other. Literally just put them on top of each other. The Strike Freedom, the Death Scythe Hellfire, and then we have the Swarzette. Okay, next we have in B tier for my top 5 B tiers. And so I'm going to be putting the Sandrock as my number 1 in B tier, the meh tier. The Atlas is number 2. The Spiegel as number 3. Awkwardly, a AI mobile suit bot suit as number 4. And then the Duel as number 5. Because once you put that armor on there, it just becomes so much cooler. And then we have our I hate, but they're not dog shit tier list. We're gonna have forget this guy's name, the Gaia or Gia or whatever I think is what this one's called. Big O Cannons from Seed, one of the druggy suits. Then we have the Aerials, the Chibu, whatever the fuck that's called, the Savior, and the Pharaoh Gundam as my top 5 for the. It's not total dog shit, but it's not good. And then finally, for the dog shit list, we have the Windmill Gundam, the FB, the Impulse, and the Victory Gundam, and then the Easy 8 as my top 5 shit tier Gundams. Alright, that's going to be the end of this video here. If you agree, disagree, whatever it is, leave those comments down below. Anything you guys want to leave, it definitely helps out. And of course, if you haven't yet, please slash that subscribe button. And of course, I'll be pumping out more top 10s, top 5s, whatever, just to give my honest view on the Gundam series as a whole. The next tier list I'm going to be working on, I think, is going to be non-Gundam mobile suits, but regardless, there's going to be one for non-Gundam, meaning that anything that it doesn't have the title Gundam in it. So Zaku's, Domes, insert flats, whatever you want to insert as the non-Gundam suit. That's going to be that list. That list is probably going to be bigger, so I'm going to have to speed run that one as well. So that might even be a two-parter. So anyway, that's it for me on this one. Until the next one, I'm out.